it away and get this season started. On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Cornhuskers offense will be first on the attack. What a great group of receivers they run out there, and a staunch, stout defense they'll be running into. Jesse, how are they going to get open? How does this defense keep them in check?
Well, I think one thing this receiving group knows, to have success in this game against this defense, is it's going to take all of them. It's not just going to be one guy making all the plays. They're all going to have to be able to step up and, David, take advantage of their own individual one-on-one opportunities when those chances come their way.
Well, and I think that's what's good about this offense, their strength in numbers. It's not just one guy that you can take away. There's several receivers that can make plays. That stresses a defense. Like, find the weakness, go after him. That guy can win. So it'll be a fun individual matchup.
That's a great-looking run there. Nebraska's had such a great lineage at running back. When you think back to the great Roger Craig or Amon Green, Lawrence Phillips, Rex Burkhead, they always seem to be pumping somebody up into the NFL. This guy has a chance to play on Sunday because of his skills.
Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. And the Huskers headed quickly to the line. Coming through that third down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43. They have declared their intentions on this drive, keeping it on the ground. It's first and... There he goes! Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the first down. The Cornhuskers pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to adjust the pattern. Back to pass, it's Raiola. Makes the grab, it's Barney.
When you run your slant route and it's against man-to-man, one thing you know you're going to get is a hit. When that wide receiver catches the football, slants don't open up wide open. Linebackers are going to be there, safeties are going to be there, so you got to be able to take that hit and hold on to that football.
They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Tries to get it on the ground. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. Will not get there. A 4th down stop. So Cincinnati's offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game. What players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count on. They punch the clock, and they're hard workers.
And how about the keen eyes and sharp awareness from the coach to challenge that call? Oh, he's got some space. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. The Huskers come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Tackle is made right at the 20-yard line after a pickup of 4. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Leaves it with the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. This is certainly one way to play great defense. Just play keep away with your offense. This drive will not end. 3rd down coming. That pass not closes. He got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. No sign of the punt team as they will go for it and try to move those chains. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
Well, to heck with being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down, but they decide to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
Looking to throw, it's Raiola. He's got it on the run. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. He might want another play. Going to swing it on 2nd down. Touchdown, Huskers! Quick strike through the air for the score. They're on the board first here in the season opener.
What an exciting way to start this season. This offense had a plan. They knew who they wanted to be, but you had to come out and execute it, and that was a beautiful first drive, creating some momentum, not only for this offense, but for this squad to start the season.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a whole lot of room to operate on that return as the coverage unit was there and ready. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Grabbed behind the line, it's Walker. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go?
You know, you got to be careful as a QB throwing to your running back in man coverage. If there's a linebacker draped all over him, then that ball's not going anywhere. And you just saw it right there. Better play by the defense.
He's forced out of bounds at the 23-yard line. A good pickup to give this offense some operating room. Tries to surge ahead on the sneak.
And David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively, too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's 1st down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Stopped after a pickup of 4. Good run to get it out to the 34. The Bearcats really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. Gives it on the option. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. The handoff to Johnson. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line. That gives him 54 yards on the ground in this first quarter. That is a terrific start. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Nebraska is on top. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. think about it. Let's see what they have on third down. Touch pass on the jet sweep. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
I just love the play call. You're getting a fast player out in the open field, and it's enough to get you a first down.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. And they didn't get it forward and edge. Defense wins the battle up front. Let's talk for just a minute about Nebraska. The good news about starting the season outside the top 25, not a lot of lofty expectations. You can sneak up on a few teams, but sooner or later, you're going to want to get that attention and get into those rankings.
A lot more, but it's not impossible. In recent years, you saw it with Indiana coming out of absolutely nowhere. You saw it back in the day with USF. You've seen it with Rutgers. Like, in the past, you can do it. You can put it together, gain some momentum, but it starts with this game right here.
TCU reached the national championship game a few years back, and no one expected much of them that season either, so you never know. And what's important is what people believe inside your own locker room. This team thinks they can do some really special things this year, and they get a chance to start strong here in week 1.
It'll be third and long. To the air, it's Raiola. Grabbed behind the line, it's Ives. Just couldn't find any room, and he wound up throwing it in reverse. They lost yardage.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on third down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You set up fourth and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
They love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. First play of the drive wants to throw. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
This defense has a lot of speed, especially in the secondary, and you saw that speed. That defender got to that receiver so quick, and because of the hit, incomplete pass.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. On the run, it's Walker. He's stuffed after picking up one to the 23. They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. Here's a snap, ready to cut one loose. They've got the screen set up. He stopped just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line. Needed more to move the sticks. It'll be fourth down.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
Hauls it in and looking upfield. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense... in pretty good field position. Decent field position to start this drive from their own 33. Back to pass, it's Raiola. Missed his receiver there, it's incomplete.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
And you can tell that play went nowhere from the start.
It was definitely a great play by that defender.
Oh, yeah, he got the backfield so quick, the running back had absolutely no chance.
On third down, he drops to throw. Got him downfield. And he goes down right there, but a solid pickup, and it'll be a first down. And the Huskers are in the hurry-up.
And it's on third downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. The Cornhuskers will snap it on 1st and 10. He wants to change this route. Looking to throw on 1st down. Finds his man. It's Bonner. He'll go out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Big pickup there, and this offense is feeling it. The Huskers are moving quickly down the field. Looking downfield on 1st down. Moves around to clear up the vision. Slings it downfield. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking downfield, it's Raiola. This time he's got it. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Right, second quarter, getting closer to the half. Offense is still having a lot of success stringing some first downs together. Defense is going to need to figure something out before they get to halftime.
And he rifled in that pass, but it's incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Offenses should focus on their guys and making sure so-and-so guys get so-and-so touches. And, you know, listen, they're featuring this guy. They're going to throw it to him. He's going to be the primary target on a lot of times. I can't be reckless, but I definitely have to find my way to get that guy the ball.
He wants to throw it again. Got his man on the right. He's got enough. It'll be a first down. They've got it up to 12. This dude is putting in work out of the slot, and he is just wearing out this defense.
Man, you see it, Reese, in football. These slot guys are so quick, so athletic. You back them up off the football so you can't get hands on them, and you just find ways to continue to get him the football. He's making plays, so I'm going to continue to throw it his way.
We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And the Huskers trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. Let's go! Let's go! On the option. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Huskers!
And this offense is firing on all cylinders right now. Starting the year, game 1, and creating a little bit of a pad and separation at the end of this first half. But you can see why so many people are really excited about this offense this season.
Getting set for the point after. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. UAB is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage today, but they still have some work to do to put this in the win column. They're up by 4 over the Groupers. We'll circle back if anything big happens you should know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Looking for a man. It's Sorsby. The short hands. It's Allen. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down. The Bearcats will hustle to the line. Wants to throw on first down. Complete with conviction on the crosser. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. To the air on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Warrior. He's down to the 38-yard line, and they can stop the clock.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. I think a big part of this for young quarterbacks out there is if you're going to be throwing into zone coverage, you got to throw on time. You can't stare down receivers because the entire defense has their eyes on you, so you can't telegraph where the ball's going. You've got to hold it to the very last possible second. Try to freeze defenders with your eyes and then throw the ball into open areas of the field, anticipating where your guy's going to be.
Trying to burn this defensive back. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you can tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. They didn't quite get that route run deep enough to pick up the first down. Now they've got a 4th and short.
And I think everybody at home tends to yell at their television set. Why aren't you getting past the first down marker? Why did you run your route short? Defense did a good...
Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. They were easily within field goal range there, but they don't feel like you can win this game 3 points at a time.
Nah, pass. I mean, you got to be aggressive. You got to get touchdowns, man. You've seen the emphasis. Defenses are willing to give up yards now to make you kick field goals. I like this all.
Here comes the rush, and they've got it wrapped up at the 28.
5 yards on the play. Second down coming up.
That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Nebraska, 14, Cincinnati, 0.
Boys, you never quite know what to expect there in Cincinnati, and we've had a lively first half. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside the home of Bearcats football since 1902.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. The Cornhuskers will kick it away to crank up the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Anderson. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Trying to set the tone on the ground in the second half. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
You have to imagine the game plan in the second half. Being down, I got to come out and throw the football successfully, but how about this offensive line? They don't do their job. They don't protect their guy, and the defense setting the tone right out the gate.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. The play action fake. Finds the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
Well, they weren't able to gain a lot of real estate on that last completion deep down in their own end. If anything, if you're looking for a silver lining, I guess the punter maybe has a little bit more room to try to get one off now on 4th.
He'll try to field the punt and bring it back. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. With jet sweep pass. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Great heads-up awareness by the cornerback on that play. He saw the receiver get the ball. He shot downhill and made a nice tackle.
They're dealing with a second and long. They'll run it from the gun. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You can tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be. Nowhere to run.
Dropping back, it's Raiola. He's going to fire deep. Couldn't quite haul it in. They almost had their first pick here late in the game.
This is a disappointing drive for the offense considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're at 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Finds his big tight end. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
And that's a play that defense has got to be able to make, guys, right there on 4th down. You're in the 3rd quarter, 2nd half. You're playing at home, and it's a close game. You've got a huge opportunity to seize momentum. And you just get the feeling that that momentum is going to be a big factor here in the 2nd half. Someone had to step up and make a play. They just couldn't get it done.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets.
Breaks into the open. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. The Huskers look to keep this drive humming. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll give it to the back. Really good running. Gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. And the Huskers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. On 3rd and short, the run and looking for the first down. Absolutely nowhere to go as his defense makes a 3rd down stop.
Well, after the tackle now, that sets up 4th and 2. And these offenses, they practice for these types of situations. It's not like they just have quarterbacks sneak in their back pocket for 4th and inches.
And the ball is free on the pitch. How in the world did the offense retain possession? A bold decision to go for. 4th down and one that did not pay off. They'll try to put a drive together starting from the 36. Hand off to the lone back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Off the play fake. They're working that left side.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
That's reeled in. It's Caldwell. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44.
Awesome job there on 3rd down by the QB, working through his progressions. He wanted to go downfield, but the defense took everything away. So his eyes come down, he finds the drag route underneath, makes a good throw, and his guy does the rest to pick up the first.
Turning it on! And he runs it in for the score! Touchdown, Cincinnati!
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed Look at the elusiveness, getting to the end zone. Nice run.
And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Boy, that last drive, they had a chance to put 3 on the board and passed. This one needs to be productive, David.
I got no problem with aggressiveness. It was a pretty decent drive. This offense isn't fully clicking yet. They need to get in a little better rhythm, and they need to capitalize on those scoring opportunities.
And they've got the weapons to do that too, David. They've got guys that can make plays in space. They need to focus on them and get them the ball this drive.
They'll run it from the gun. Not a lot of room, but found his way ahead for 2 out to the 26.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line.
Gain of 30. First down for the offense.
If you like old-school running games, this has been the game for you and a couple of guys who've starred through the first 3 periods.
Cincinnati.
1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances. And that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock, and they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
Quick strike complete. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with a lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stops. Nice job throwing the football.
But with the defense trailing, they're trying to dictate to the offense now. Really nice blitz call that time, blowing the run play up for a huge loss. You're probably going to see that again. They're trying to find a way to create a takeaway, create negative plays, and get the ball back.
Fires to the big fella. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a big gain. The Cornhuskers come to the line in the hurry-up. To the air, it's Raiola. That's caught. It's Ives. There he goes. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9. So this offense with an opportunity to put this game in a hammerlock if they can score and bleed the clock. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Might be calling a hot route. They just keep firing. Fires into the end zone. And that ball was in harm's way, and he is lucky to get that one back.
Man, is that the opportunity they needed? That is exactly what this defense needed. They need to swing momentum. They needed to get the ball back to their offense if they wanted to win this football game. Just such a huge missed opportunity.
Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. How frustrating for an offense to not only see the extra defensive back with the dime package, but still have their quarterback get hit.
Yeah, and when you go dime, this is a passing situation. And if you're a defensive lineman, I'm pinning my ears back. I'm not playing the slightest bit of run. I don't care if they run the football. I'm getting to the quarterback. Nice job understanding that, rushing the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
Looking to throw on first down. Gets it to him on the screen. He goes to the ground, but not before a big pickup and a first down. That was just a perfectly choreographed screen. The line got out on time. The running back had a wall in front of it.
And I think the quarterback did a really good job of selling pass and then kind of dodging the pass rush, getting it to the running back, and then let him do the rest. You got him in space, he'll pick up yards in a hurry.
And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. Picked up some yardage on the ground. Now here comes second down. They'll try the run. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Caught in the backfield. It's Pryor. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down. And the Bearcats can really attack on this second and short. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. In search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. Leaves it with the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Home crowd not going to love it. You got to throw the ball to win this game. They do not like the play call with not a lot of time left in the game.
Got it in the middle. It's Caldwell. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late.
You hate giving up that play if you're the DB on this one because you're playing man coverage, you're trying to defend a slant route, you've taken the inside away. That's where your leverage is. You'll allow anything to happen to the outside. You're trying to funnel the receiver to the boundary. You just cannot let the receiver beat you to the inside.
And the Bearcats kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. They'll ride the hot hand. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Looking downfield, it's Sorsby. Quickly complete. Oh, he's got some space. Ball down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. And guys, if they can somehow, some way find their way into the end zone, we'll have a tie game in the 4th. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Looking to fire. Working that left side now. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
Well, short completion setting up 3rd down now. Who is your best playmaker that you can target in this area of the field?
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Bearcats! Quick strike through the air for the score.
Great job with the score. And listen, right here at this point in the game, there's still going to be time left. My defense is going to have to make a stand regardless. I'm going to kick the extra point because the field goal still beats me if I go for a 2-point conversion.
And they are a mere extra point away from tying this game. And the extra point was good, and we are all tied up in the 4th. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. Ohio notched a victory in enemy territory, and though it wasn't a dominant win, I'd argue win away from Athens is worth its weight in gold to the Bobcats. All that speculation all week, and now we know But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Out of the gun, the inside give.
And this offense can stay balanced because they still have those 3 timeouts in their pocket. They need to put a good drive together, but right now they're continuing to stay balanced. They might need to get a little pass happy and a little bit more aggressive after this.
All knotted up and just a little bit of time left in regulation. Got the first down, looking for more. Out across the 45 and out of bounds at the 46-yard line. A big pickup here as they try to put together a scoring drive. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. Good pickup there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. The clock is really putting the pressure on this offense, hustling to the line, desperate to get a few more yards. They'll run it out of the shotgun. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. The offense will use a timeout clock as stopped with 22 seconds left. The Huskers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. The give to the tailback. Breaks into the open. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. Here's the handoff. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. They get the timeout call with 7 seconds left on the clock. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll go to the ground. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front. Timeout on the field and 4 ticks left to go. And for the 2nd time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. And this one to put them on top, and it is getting late. Absolute shame. Missed it. After that failed field goal attempt, fellas, still tie ball game.
When you look back on games, you look at missed opportunities. And that's 6 points right there that this field goal unit has missed out on. Bad operation, another missed kick in a tie football game, these really hurt.
Got the first down and more. And he's brought down after a nice game. 4 quarters not enough to settle this one. We're headed to overtime.
And these teams have played so well, back and forth, evenly contested game. How about a little free football, Jesse?
Yeah, I love this, David. Free football and finding out which of these 2 teams is the most mature, who can settle down now with the game on the line and make the big play.
All right, guys, so here we go in overtime, and just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possession starting on the opponent's 25.
And you want to play defense first because you want to know what you need. That's a key philosophical approach for most teams when it comes to overtime, David.
Yeah, and remember the rule change a couple years ago, too, and the second overtime. Two-point conversion. So all this stuff is situational type football that you better have worked on throughout these weeks of the season.
We'll get it started here in overtime. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Now, how about that defense on the snap? They are in the backfield with great penetration. Nowhere to go for the running back. That defense was sitting on G, waiting on O.
Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they've knocked him down at the 17. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Just a couple they need to pick up here on 3rd and short in overtime. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. Got some room, headed to the goal line. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. First and goal as they try to jump on top here in overtime. They'll run the quarterback sneak. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. And the Huskers want to move. Touchdown, Nebraska! They jump on top here in OT.
It's just so nice to have a signal caller who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7.
Nebraska 21, Cincinnati 14.
Now on first down, they need to answer with a touchdown.
42 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
Looking for a man. It's Sorsby. Throws to the wideout. Oh, and it's intercepted. A turnover in overtime. And the takeaway is the exclamation point. The game saver for the win.
QBs have to understand, when I'm throwing against zones, I got to manipulate guys with my eyes. I might have to look one direction to create an opening to throw that ball or zip that ball in. I got to use touch. It's really hard when all eyes are on me, and you could tell the quarterback was not ready and did not make a good throw.
What a thriller. What a confidence builder to be able to come up with a win like that in overtime.
This team has to love their ability to come up with big plays in big moments. How about in overtime, the individual efforts we saw, this team playing as a unit, doing enough and doing everything that was needed to get the W.
It's such an exciting game, up and down, back and forth. It's heartbreaking if you lose, but when you come through with these games late in the ball game, it gives you confidence throughout the season to continue to build on it. What a great win.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.